All right, so there was a crazy bad loss yesterday. Although yesterday's video was me predicting two big wins, especially yesterday, I really thought the team was going to go get up in gear. They turned out not to. And this puts a ton of things into question for the Indiana Pacers. Although being 8-2 in their last 10 before yesterday, and although being on the best run to start 2025 out of any basketball team, there are a lot of questions now. People, especially thinking close to the deadline, are thinking Toppin and Turner, just like they thought for the last 3 years with Toppin and what they've thought for the past decade with Turner. I'm telling you right now, first of all, I don't think the Pacers do trade them, especially Turner. And second of all, they don't need to. I think we have a tendency to overreact about one game. So I went back, thought about it, watched some of the game and everything. And guys, they just couldn't miss, especially beyond the arc. Now, of course, Wembanyama and his paint dominance and getting blocked in the paint all the time really screwed up the Pacers. As you know, they're an inside then out team, meaning they pressure the paint, and once they can do that, they start killing you at three. But if they can't create pressure in the paint, which Wembanyama obviously stops, they get killed. You saw the same thing when the Pacers play the Bucks. Certain matchups against bigger guys like that in the paint, Pacers are going to be at a disadvantage from the beginning. I totally forgot about that when making my predictions. So tomorrow's game, although I think the Pacers bounce back, could be a loss as well. But why not overreact to this? Guys, because it's basketball. Not just like other sports. It's a game-to-game type of league, not week-to-week, not whatever. No, you could literally be terrible this game and your next 5 play amazing basketball. Hell, last time the Pacers had a big loss like this, they won 6 in a row, beating, in that 6th game, the Cleveland Cavaliers, best team in the NBA. So I'm usually the guy to come on here, overreact about the Pacers, tell you that the world is ending, tell you that they suck, tell you this, that, and the other. No, they just didn't wake up for this game. They were still lagging. I think the atmosphere also screwed them up. I really knew it was going to be heavily Victor Wembanyama, but not that much, especially when both guys introed. We had Mathurin for the Pacers because he is Canadian as well as Haitian, so he speaks French. And they had Wembanyama announced to the crowd. Mathurin got a few claps, everybody's sitting down. Wembanyama just says, hello, France. Bonjour, France. Whole place stands up, cheering, standing ovation before the game. So it's like, man, that's a hard atmosphere. It's way harder than San Antonio. And yet this second game they're saying is Pacers home game. It's not. It's going to be Spurs fans still. So that's still going to be a roadblock to overcome. A lot will be able to be said about that game, though. If they come out and look terrible 2 games in a row, then we have some discussions to make. But again, I think it's too easy to overreact, say the world's ending, say this and the other. Because again, especially in that first half, the rebounding and defense, were they shaky? Yes, but they weren't terrible. And honestly, the only reason the defense looked terrible in the second half is because Wembanyama had a streak where he would just go 2 blocks and Vasil would get 2 steals. It's like their defense on the Spurs was really on lock, especially, again, in that painted area. And when the Pacers can't get in the paint, and I've said it so many times before, they can't win. And number 2 thing I saw, which isn't defensive rebounding, and again, if it's not defensive rebounding, I'm not scared. But I've mentioned this about 2 months ago, Pacers selfish basketball. Turner, no assists. Mathurin, no assists. 2 of the 5 starters with 0 assists. Siakam with about 2. That's not gonna cut it. That's not Pacers basketball. You got to be passing the ball around the horn. You have to make the defense on their toes. If that happens, Pacers will bounce back tomorrow. If they don't fix their assists, and if they don't bring the intensity like the Spurs brought the intensity to them, truthfully, Spurs look like the Pacers usually look yesterday afternoon. Interesting to think about. So if Pacers can get back to their regular ways, they'll be winning, and this video will become a footnote, and that's why I'm not trying to overreact. Terrible loss, but it looks way worse than it truly was. Thank you guys for watching. Go Pacers, and half that time is out. And I'm live tomorrow for the game.